Since the Earth was created roughly 5,000 years ago by God, there have been numerous questions brought up and discussed by the greatest of philosophers. Why are we here? Is there intelligent life outside of the Earth? What came first, the chicken or the egg? But perhaps no question has been pondered, discussed, argued, considered, and researched as much as this one. Who would win in a fight? One of every single Pokemon, or 1 billion lions? For millennia, this question has been argued upon by the world's greatest scholars. Plato, Socrates, Socrates, Isaac Newton, Michael Winslow, Terence Howard. And now, after spending 100 years contemplating this scenario in my head on the world's tallest mountain, I will be joining the list of the most prestigious philosophers and brainiacs in trying to answer this question. I'm sure it is obvious what my opinion is based on the title and thumbnail. I believe that the lions would win. The main logic behind my reasoning is this. 1 billion lions is a lot of lions. They could easily overwhelm even the toughest of Pokemon with brute size. As of writing, there are 905 Pokemon in existence. That means that each Pokemon would have to fight roughly 1.1 million lions if divided evenly. Of course, this number is not entirely accurate. Some Pokemon, like Metapod and Magikarp, are so weak that only one lion would be required to take them down. Others, like Piloswine and Pyroar, may be able to take down a couple dozen at most before they are overwhelmed. There might be some Pokemon that are even able to take down a few hundred, but at some point they too will also be unable to handle the sheer amount of lions charging them all at once. Now, I am sure there are a few lion deniers in the audience who think they know a few holes in my argument, but alas, I have counter evidence for these lies spewed out by the lion deniers. The first thing you may be thinking of are Pokemon like Magcargo and Tyranitar. These Pokemon have some crazy Pokedex entries that, if true, would almost certainly mean the lions would lose. Magcargo's entry states that he is twice as hot as the sun, so any lion close to him would be instantly vaporized. And Tyranitar's entry states that he literally just cannot be damaged. Obviously, if these Pokedex entries were true, and there is no way that the lions could win. However, what lion deniers are missing is that these Pokedex entries are canonically wrong. If Magcargo really was hotter than the sun, then everyone in the Pokemon universe would instantly die, and there would be no Pokemon universe. But there is a Pokemon universe, and there have been times in the anime when someone has literally touched Magcargo and did not instantly burn up, so this Pokedex entry must be wrong. As for Tyranitars, there are thousands of instances online where you can watch a Tyranitar get hurt in a Pokemon battle, and sometimes even faint. Any insane Pokedex entry can easily be disproven based on evidence within the Pokemon games and anime, or just by using basic logic and common sense. Some people may then wonder why Pokedex entries are incorrect in the first place, and for that, there is an interesting fan theory that Pokedex entries are not written by highly trained Pokemon professors and specialists who know what they are talking about, but by 10-year-olds like the one you play as in the games, who are just making shit up as they go. That is why there are so many easily disprovable claims made by the Pokedex, such as Victini never losing a single battle, and Yveltal killing everything in existence whenever it dies. However, even if Yveltal cannot kill all the lions just by committing suicide, some lion deniers will argue that it, along with at least 100 other Pokemon, can still beat all the lions single-handedly. This is because there are 106 Pokemon that are flying types. Lion deniers argue that these Pokemon could simply fly out of reach of the lions and wait until all the lions have starved to death or something. This is also not counting all of the Pokemon who can learn to move fly through natural evolution or a TM. It is true that, at first glance, it may seem like all of these flying types would pose a problem to the lions who cannot fly. But, after spending my 1,000 years or whatever I said at the start of this video pondering this question, in the middle of the Nile River, I have thought of numerous holes this theory has. The first and biggest hole is that the flying Pokemon have to fight in order to win the battle. They cannot run away and wait for the lions to starve to death, because that would take such a long time that years would go by without any fighting. You do not see any boxers try to climb the walls of the building they are fighting in, so that they are out of reach of their opponent, and can wait for their opponent to starve to death, because the boxer would forfeit the match. If the flying Pokemon fly to a place where the lions cannot get to, they would be like the boxer trying to climb the wall, and have to come back down or forfeit. Even if you do believe this strategy is within the rules of the fight, then you would also have to prove that this strategy would work. Once the lions have killed all the other Pokemon, they can carry on living their lives by hunting normal animals for food, so they will not end up starving to death. Furthermore, who is to say that a Pokemon would not also starve to death? Pokemon are all living creatures, and living creatures require food and water to survive. They have to come down eventually to provide for their basic needs. Then, while they're getting sandwiches at Jersey Mike's, the lions could strike and take down the flying Pokemon once and for all. There are a few more major holes of this theory that I'll quickly mention. Not only do Pokemon have to eat food, but they would also have to sleep. I'm almost certain that they cannot sleep while they fly, because that would be ridiculous. Also, the Pokemon would eventually simply get tired of using their Pokemon muscles to fly and stop to rest. And for the line deniers out there, we still think that, even if they can't just time out the battle, they would still pose an active threat to lines because they could just dive bomb each one individually. 1. There is literally a billion lions, so good luck dive bombing 1 billion times. And 2. There are plenty of videos on YouTube of lions killing birds, so I'm sure a billion lions could easily take down one really big bird. However, now line deniers may be thinking that there is another Pokemon type that might give the lions trouble. Ghost. In the Pokemon games, Ghost types cannot be hit by normal type moves and fighting type moves. Line deniers have assumed that, if lions were to be in Pokemon, they would be normal and / or fighting type, and therefore unable to hit the Ghost Pokemon, which means that the Pokemon would win. There are not nearly as many holes in this theory as the flying type one, but it is still bullshit. The main reason is that lions are not Pokemon, and do not have to fight like Pokemon. Lions are not normal or fighting type. They are lions, and therefore have no type. Even if you go with the idea that they are normal or fighting type, then that does not mean they only have to use normal and fighting type moves. The thing about type immunities is that they do not resist all the moves made by a type of Pokemon, but instead only resist moves of that certain type. For example, if a normal type Pokemon used the move Bite on a Ghost type Pokemon, a move that lions would have if they did fight like Pokemon, the move would not only hit the Ghost type, but be super effective against it, as Bite is a Dark type move. However, now line deniers and other stupid people may be thinking that they are literally god Pokemon, like Arceus, Giratina, Kyogre, Groudon, and Mankey. So it would be impossible for lions to win. Line deniers believe that Arceus could just think and wipe all 1 billion lions out of existence at once. But yet again, this argument is another false claim, factually inaccurate, and liar pants on fire fib spewed by line deniers. If God Pokemon could wipe out all 1 billion lions with a snap, why can't he do this in the games? When Arceus is fighting against another Pokemon, why can't he just think the Pokemon out of existence? And why can't Kyogre cause a massive flood, or Groudon cause a massive earthquake to take out their opponent? It's probably because these quote-unquote god Pokemon can't actually do any of this. These quote-unquote gods are literally destroyed by a 10-year-old with a purple ball. Oh, they're just going easy on their opponent. I hear the line deniers in the comments right now. No, they are not. What god would let themselves be killed by a level 1 Smeargle? If all of these god Pokemon were really gods, you would be able to instantly win any battle in Pokemon by using them. Yet, you cannot. And if an Arceus can be killed by a level 1 Smeargle, it sure as hell can be killed by 1 billion lions. Those are all of the major arguments I have seen put out by line deniers, and in my opinion, I have successfully disproved all of them without a shadow of a doubt. But now, I'd like to point out a few more things that the lions have going for them. First off, there are 1 billion lions. That is so many lions, oh my goodness. Second, lions are actually much more social and coordinated than you may think. While they're not at the same level as humans, or even intelligent Pokemon like Mewtwo or Alakazam, they would definitely be able to work together and coordinate attacks on a Pokemon. Don't believe me? Here's a section from the video, the cat tier list, by the most respected and prestigious zoologist in the world, Tierzoo.
If you watch my videos a lot, you know I see coordinated attacks as one of the most overpowered strats in the whole game, and lions are basically the poster child for coordinated attacks. So far, most of the other cats we've talked about all generally target players playing squishy targets, but lion players are some of the only ones bold enough to deliberately attack a tank. Their highly organized parties they form allow them to control entire sections of the map, and their defined roles prevent leeching and also protect newer players from gankers. All in all, great build, easily A+ tier.
It is also worth asking if lions could reproduce, because that could be a game changer. If lions were able to reproduce, just as long as they did not exceed 1 billion lions, then the lions could designate like half the lions to start lion civilization, where lions would reproduce and turn their younglings to be soldiers in a Pokemon vs. lion war. Over time, the lions would learn more and more about the remaining Pokemon and their weaknesses, and the new lions would have a better chance at being the Pokemon than the old lions. This is the strategy being used by the American government on Al Qaeda and climate change right now. This strategy is also how lions could achieve fighting techniques speculated on by the most extreme lion believers, like Lion Ladder, Lion Helicopter, and Lion Volcano. However, this scenario is also assuming that the lions do not win the fight within the first week, and honestly, I think there are so many lions that there is no need to start lion civilization. Also, the Pokemon would be unable to reproduce, even if the lions are able to, because you cannot have more than one Pokemon of the same species on the battleground at once. Another question that I'm still waiting for lion deniers to answer is if Pokemon still have to fight with turn-based moves, because that is how they fight in the games and anime. This means that there is a very good chance that, after each Pokemon does their first attack, they have to wait for all 1 billion lions to attack back. This will give the lions an insane upper hand, as even if the attacks only do 1 damage to each Pokemon, which is really generous because 90% of Pokemon could easily be killed by like 3 lions, the lions would still be able to kill all the Pokemon in 1 turn. There is one final argument I have conceived for my 10,000 year stretch living in a cave in the Sahara Desert, and that is this one. As of writing on August 2nd, 2022, also known as Yeezy Day in North America, there are around 20,000 lions in existence, according to this one website I found. Also, as of writing this on Yeezy Day 2022, there are currently 0 Pokemon in existence. Why is this significant? The fight already happened. The lions won and eradicated all the Pokemon off of the earth. It might have been close, but by God, they did it.